Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Fanshawe Variety. I'm your host, Noah Sanderson Vanstreet, and today we've got a special focus on a show made locally and airing on Waddles by none other than Fanshawe students just like ourselves. Joining me here is our puppeteer for the show, Crumpet Puppet Corner, Maxwell Bolton. Max, how are you doing today?
I am doing pretty good. I just got out of class, so I'm a little tired, but you know, we're party rocking. It's been a good week for me.
Yeah, getting ready for exams?
Yeah.
All right, we got some questions in store for you. Some of them are about the show, while others are about more what it is like for your job. But before any of that, would you like to explain who you are as a student?
Sure. So personally, I am a first-year early childhood education student, which is, one of my dream fields to get into. I'm a former Beal Art student with textile specialist as my major, and I am a current Storybook Garden staff member.
Awesome. All right. First things first, arguably a very indulgent question, but the most exciting thing about the BLT students who might be thinking about whether to do a capstone project or take an internship, how did you land this position of being able to create a show for Waddles?
I was not actually part of the creative team. I was picked up by Liam, who you're going to meet later, because of family connection. We used to work together at Storybook as puppeteers over the Halloween season. If you've ever been, it's called Storyboo. It's a great time. But I was just sent a message one day, probably one of the best days, about hey, I'm working on a TV show and I need more hands. Basically, would you be willing to, talk to me about puppetry? And I said, yes, of course, that's all I do anyway. And now I'm here. So it's been a really great time, being picked up for the show and working on it as definitely not higher up in the grand scheme of things, but it's a family that I joined, definitely.
Now you work on Crumpet Corner with another student who's also here at Fanshawe. Mm-hmm. Prior to any concept of the show, did you know that your boss, Liam, that well?
Nope, not at all. We, before the show, we actually met through Crumpets. Like I said earlier, I only knew their sibling, and that was the closest I had in the Prince family connection. And so we met, the first day I actually met in person was to film one of the first episodes for the Crumpets. And that's how I got roped in. They sat me down in the park and said, all righty, buddy, put this on, and socked me an alien, and I had a great time. It was, yeah.
Let's talk more about the general work on the Crumpet Corner. When it comes to time dedicated to work on the show, what would you say would be your most important task?
So I am a puppeteer mostly. I play a lot of, the ensemble of Crumpet Corner. I have also gotten the fun of playing a few hands, specifically normally the left. And I am also one of the artists for Crumpet Corner. I have been drawing Crumpets for a while.
Yeah, so since you're the artist, what other creative aspects do you do at Crumpet Corner, and what do you take pride in?
I would say I take a lot of pride in hearing, not to sound egotistical, but hearing myself sing. I would say I used to be a theater kid. I have kind of stepped out of acting, but I used to do a lot of musicals, and so being able to look back and see episodes of me and my family, my friends, singing together in this big, happy, goofy, kind of colorful family, it's that I take pride less in the finished product and more in knowing that we did it.
Do you get to write the music?
I do not write the music. That's all Liam.
Oh, it's still cool that you get to sing it and be a part of that.
Yeah.
Now I've heard that you brought some puppets with you.
I did.
Now, would you like to tell us who they are and what they do?
Of course. So I have one Crumpet with me who was made by Liam. This is Jenna Fox. She is one of my favorite characters to play on Crumpet Corner. And this is actually her first official TV appearance, so she's a little bit nervous.
What does she sound like?
Here, Jenna, do you wanna say hi, buddy? Give me a sec. Whoop. Okay, hi. Hi guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm a little bit nervous, but it's okay, cause I've been filmed once, and I'm doing something really big later, but that's not important. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, it's really cool to be here. It's nice to meet you. I like your glasses.
Thank you.
Of course.
I know, glasses make me look very cool.
Yeah, I like glasses. I'm a big fan.
Now, I have a lot of questions. Now, how does puppeteering, like, work?
So puppeteering is, to me, a form of instant animation. You can get a character like Jenna or like any of my other puppets, and they look incredibly cartoony, I would say. And a lot of times with animation, you'll sit down and you'll draw for hours and hours and hours. But when it comes to puppets, they're just there automatically, and you can make them move. And it's just, very simple. With a puppet like this, you have a mouth, and then he is what we call a live hand puppet, meaning you have a hand that is alive. And so he's very important. This is my first ever puppet, actually, that I ever built.
What's its name?
This is Roy.
What is he made out of?
He is a very low quality puppet, I have to be honest. He is made out of scrap bed sheets from a thrift store that I picked up, and his skeletal structure is all paper, and his nose is tape.
Seems
masking
pretty
tape.
solid.
Yeah, shockingly, he's holding up for being almost 3 years old now.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty interesting how just like plain material can just come to life like that. How do you make each one, and do they have their own set of like emotions that they can convey to us?
Yeah, when I first started making puppets, I was using paper because I couldn't afford foam. And now as a puppeteer, I've started working with foam skeletal structures to build like the head base, so you can see Mr. Bug's face can just condense. Yeah, he can take a bit of a beating. Not to ramble, but when I was practicing building puppets, he actually got thrown down the stairs 7 times to ensure that his quality was the best. And he has survived 7 flights, so you gotta give him props there.
Yeah, is it a caterpillar?
He is something.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Don't try to put a label on it. I sure am alive, and that's what matters.
Exactly, I like that. All right, well, that's all we have for the moment right now. Thank you so much, Max, just for being here, and thanks seriously from everyone, because you being here is awesome. Now, we did mention that Crumpet Corner is made by Fanshawe students, so soon we'll be talking with none other than the creator of the show, Liam Prince.
I know that guy.
We'll be back after a short break with him. Until then, please enjoy some footage from Crumpet Puppet Corner.
Yay!
You find the way, strange adventures every day. Come on down and join us at Crumpet Corner!
Howdy friends, Bruno here, and welcome to Crumpet Corner. Boy, today's going to be quite the hectic day. You see, Garbo's babysitting for Russell and Boing, and you know how that's probably going to go. And, oh, sorry, my back's been kind of aching lately. I don't know what's wrong with that. Uh-oh.
Backache, you say?
Hi, Gladys. Hi, Rhonda.
Ew.
It's no big deal. I've just had a bit of a backache, you know. It's nothing I need to see somebody about. Just a minor injury that happened, just nothing. Oh, I'll be on my way.
No, I'm sure it's a very big deal.
Yeah, well, I'm actually, I've been trained.
Have you?
In what?
In ease and pains.
Really?
Yeah.
I went to school for easing pains.
Well, I'm sure you two did, but listen, it's no...
Here, let me help
You're
you.
freaking me out. Okay.
You ready? All right, turn around,
fine.
turn around.
Okay.
No,
that's
you
kinda
turn
nice.
this way. No.
Let's go.
No.
Ow!
Turn.
Ow! Oh! Ow!
There you go.
Ow.
You hurt him.
That's
You feeling
Turn
better?
this
no.
way.
That's fine. That's fine. I
Turn
think
for
that did the
me.
trick. That did the
No.
what? What are you doing?
I can help.
Oh gosh. Listen,
I
I
wouldn't
don't
trust
think
her.
I'm gonna. Those nails are digging into my feathers. I don't like. Lady, you're creeping me out.
No. But I care for you like a son.
Well, who did it better then?
Listen, if it's all the same to you two, I think I'm just gonna. Ow! Oh gosh. Oh, I'm still in pain. I mean, I'm perfectly fine. I'm just gonna get out of here. I'll be right on my way. Enjoy the rest of Crumpet Corner today.
Bye, buddy. Happy to help.
Welcome back to Fanshawe Variety, everyone. After an exciting interview with Max, today we are going to be talking to the big bad boss. Welcome to the creator of the Crumpet Puppet Corner, Liam Prince. How are you doing, Liam?
Wait a second, Noah, correction. Big Bad Boss would be me. I'm the star of the show. It's called Crumpet Puppet Corner, just saying.
I
not
see, not
human
Liam
corner.
Corner.
No. That's me. Sorry.
Now, like everyone's here, you're not actually just some big bad boss, but just another student at Fanshawe. Tell us, who do you want to be as a student here?
Well, currently I'm in pre-media, and I'm hoping to go into TV and film next year. I'm a passionate puppeteer, hoping to produce my own content, which, as we've established, I do a little bit of right now. And yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do.
Now, let's start with the most obvious question. What inspired you to create Crumpet Corner?
Oh gosh. You know, I was interviewed not that long ago, and I told the interviewer plain and simple, there was never a time in my life I can think of at least where there was not puppetry. Puppetry was always there. I grew up with a lot of stuff that influenced what I do now, watched Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock, a show called Under the Umbrella Tree, which was very near and dear to me, but no, honestly, I came up with the idea for these characters when I was about 12, and I'm glad that it's really evolved and I've been able to stick with it. And yeah, I've been around longer than the public eye might see.
Now, as the creator, how would you describe it to our viewers that have only seen a few clips so far? How would you describe Crumpet Corner?
Indescribable. Indescribable, no, it's very simple concept, and that's what I like about it, is it's very broad. It's just about a town called Crumpet Corner where creatures of all kinds, rats and monsters and humans and trolls and things live in peace and harmony. And the biggest thing that I hope people can take away from the Crumpets is the lesson of acceptance and just kind of, you know, coming together. And I know there's a lot of shows that do that, but I try to emphasize on this as much as possible with everything I create.
Something I'm sure a lot of students want to know, what's the process of creating an episode? How does that go? Do you have to pitch it to someone? Where do you even begin?
Well, usually what happens is somebody in the group, either me or sometimes one of the other performers, will bring up an idea, and I make kind of a list of basically whatever is comedy gold. And we don't really script it a lot. A lot of it's ad lib, and it's, thank God we have a cast that's mastered improv. I mean, you know, Max and Toby, who's another one of our performers, and Alex is another one of our performers. They are really good. They get into those characters and they can just, you know, go with the flow and say whatever it is that those characters would say. And yeah, that's really just how it goes. We just get a general idea and then shoot.
I guess a question that I really should have asked, what are your main inspirations for trying to create new and unique characters or episodes?
Oh man, there's a loaded question. I'm constantly fighting myself on what it is new that I'm bringing to the table, you know, because I think the way I see it, artists don't really get anywhere with their work if they're not bringing something that's their own and that's unique. So yeah, no, I look at other things for inspiration, of course, like the stuff I was talking about earlier, but really I have a style and kind of a vibe that I go for with each of the Crumpet characters and with the way that this show works, and I go off of that. So yeah, and I take basically any absurd concept that enters my brain. I think, well, if it's that weird, nobody's done it before. So I just kind of roll with it, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Nothing weirder than me, though.
Speaking of characters, I see that you have brought a couple puppets. Would you
I
like to
have brought
introduce?
I'm going to have to take Randy off for a sec. There we go. We'll just set you down right here. Yeah, this is, I'll just show right here real quick. Jenna right here, the fox. This was character Max pulled out earlier, which Max performs. This is Jenna's official debut. She's a different kind of puppet. She is not completely fabric. She's got, this part here is sculpted out of modeling foam. That's something I've been experimenting with a lot more lately. Yeah, so she's definitely one of my favorites. And right here, I have a very special character. This puppet has been with me probably about 6 years now, I want to say. Maybe
What's
7.
his name?
Name's Garbo Gorilla. Secret, secret, secret. I mean, Coconut Man. Da 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 da. The hero of Crumpet Corner. That's it? No applause for me? Oh, well.
Well, I mean, when it came to getting a show on Waddles, did you have to do anything special, or did you have stuff to show, kind of like an investment, or did you maybe like get paid, or how did you get on Waddles?
So what happened was I was just kind of sitting around alone with my thoughts and with my creations, and I thought, you know, it'd be really cool if I could get this concept to another level. And my mother was previously involved with a show on Rogers and said, you know that you can contact them and pitch a show. So I did that. And shout out to Scott Navarro.
Scott's our producer, but he's also a professor here at Fanshawe. Great guy.
Yeah, I pitched it to, Scott contacted me and said, yeah, come in, let's discuss something. And I had just this very broad concept down, just, you know, this world where all these puppets live and interact, and, you know, nothing too oddly specific. And basically this was my interview. I just brought in a suitcase filled with a few Crumpet characters, and each of them got their time to speak, and rest is history. That's how we got a show.
If it wasn't for Scott, we would not be here right now. So thank you, Scott, wherever you are.
Were there any notable troubles that you may have had when it came to getting the show approved? How does that process go anyhow?
Not really. In this case, it was just, honestly, like I said, I just gave him the idea. And great thing, I'm forever grateful for this. Scott really just lets us do what we want with this show. And yeah, we really just get to express ourselves and create what's true to us. And so I didn't really have to get anything approved. I think a few concepts here and there we had to, you know, send to the network first to make sure that this was okay and that this was something that they wanted to air. But no, generally we get to just do whatever we want. So that's the fun part about this, I think. That's my biggest takeaway.
All right, that's my last question for now. I have a lot more for you later, but coming up, I think I can try and make a puppet too. At least, I hope so. Coming back from this break, we are going to learn how to make a puppet for Max, as well as to get some questions I'm sure both him and I and Liam have been eagerly awaiting. But let's see you soon.
Peace out, folks.
Hello, good evening, sir, and welcome to Maison de Plume. How can I serve you today? Cohen! Hey! What's happening?
Oh, just getting
What's new?
Just getting some food.
Ha, tired of eating at your own cafe, eh? I just got this job today. Nice to work at a classy place.
Yeah.
Plus, people tip you good. Sorry, gotta be professional. May I recommend the soup of the day? Special of the house. I had some for lunch, and it is a delicacy.
That would be delightful.
All right, one soup of the day coming up. Hey, Jerry, one soup of the day, and make sure it's hot. Oh, how hot this is. You're going to love it. Here is your soup of the day. Whoops. Take it off there. Be careful. It is very hot. Enjoy.
What's this fly doing in my soup?
Pardon?
What's this fly doing in my soup?
Let me see. The backstroke. Enjoy.
Wait, I don't... Can you get this fly out of my soup, please?
Well, sir, that's the garnish. You've never heard of that famous dish, fly in the soup? The favorite soup of world-renowned star Ophelia Swan?
No.
Well, actually, I guess she's not really a star. Definitely not world-renowned, but... Oh, Cohen, I'm so sorry. Here at Maison de Plume, a lot of our dishes are for birds, and I forgot to take the fly out for you. I am so sorry. Here, let me take care of that for you.
Okay.
Definitely got it out. Enjoy.
Wait, you just drank from my soup.
Well, yeah, you said you wanted to get rid of the fly, and you can't waste food. Huh.
I'm not hungry anymore.
What?
I'm sorry.
No, wait, come back. Won't let perfectly good soup go to waste. Hey, Jerry, I'm taking my break now, okay?
Welcome back to Fanshawe Variety, everyone. Now it's time for me to try my hand at making a puppet, because that seems like something everyone can do. Please welcome both Max and Liam.
Oh, and Gerbo.
Yeah, here's your.
Not to be forgotten.
I hope there's no needlework involved at all.
No, I am not a big sewer. I'm no sewing, none of that.
I've had to get stitches lots of times. We don't need to talk about that.
Well, let's get started then.
Yeah.
Why don't you show me the ropes?
Yeah, so basically what we have here today is one of the earliest forms of puppetry that I started, which was basically just children's sock puppets. They're a very easy way of getting, a basic mouth and hand on your face.
It's like lamb chop.
Yeah, exactly, like lamb chop. And so we have some arms made out of pipe cleaners. We got some googly eyes, some pom-poms, should you want nose or like hair palms, and then some flowers. And if you want anything hot glued, I could probably take it, just because I'm the closest to the hot glue gun, and it'll save you some time.
Like Martha Stewart for puppets here. Look at this. Look at this setup.
Imagine. So if you want to grab a sock, then we can...
Alrighty.
Perfect.
Too.
Yeah, get in on this. You either have comically large sock or comically short sock.
I'll take comically large, because I like my big puppets.
Now,
Yeah.
how do we get the little arms on here?
So that's going to be a deadly state of just impaling until you get a hold in it.
Okay.
You're not going to want to do that while your arm is in it, but it's good to kind of mark where you want the hands. So like for me, it's just about here.
Be able to scooch this gentleman here for a moment?
Garbo.
Thank you very much.
Garbo, get off the table.
Oh, wait. See if I can...
They should be able to puncture pretty through, as wire and socks are notoriously big enemies.
Yeah, oof.
Another simple little thing you can do for the mouth is just take the end right here and push it in.
Yeah.
And you got Instamouth. Again, like lamp.
There's a lot of ways to build sock puppets. They are, a vastly different, lot of opportunities, I would say would be the right word.
Can I borrow your glue gun?
Of course, here, tradesies.
Oh, what a lovely fella I have right here.
Oh,
Looking to be beautiful.
he's a work of art.
Okay, now I think you guys have been awaiting some questions about your backgrounds. How'd you both get started in puppetry?
Ooh, well, you're hot gluing. Do you want me to?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay,
You start.
perfect. So I first started getting into puppetry around 2020 when the pandemic hit. Yuck. And I started watching shows like Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock, etc. I got really into a musical called Avenue Q, actually. That was kind of my my formulation of getting really into puppetry. And then I started building puppets for an art show for Beale. And I could not stop after that. They kind of gripped onto me. You want to get closer
Yeah.
to the gun? Tradesies. There we go. What about you? How did you
You're
get
looking
into
at
book
listening? Oh, whoops.
three? Your turn.
Mine's a long story. Like I said earlier in the interview, there was never a time in my life where there wasn't puppetry. My dad gifted me a Grover puppet when I was probably about 1.5 years. That was his in the 70s. I still have it now. Watched lots of shows that I adored growing up. Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock, Under the Umbrella Tree, Mustard Pancakes, Mr. Dress Up. All these shows that were on, either on when I was younger or I watched later. I joked that I was a bit held back than my generation because I grew up in a lot of older shows. But honestly, just growing up around puppetry was fun. And I've been fortunate enough, I've gotten to meet lots of people, great people in the business that have been involved in some of the stuff that influenced me. So recently this summer, I got to perform at a festival. I was invited by my mentor, Noreen Young. And it got broadcast on CTV too, so go to CTV On Demand, you'll find footage of me performing.
Do you have any more questions?
And I think my little fella is
Oh,
done
you got
here.
something, there you go.
Yeah, look at that. This guy's name, I'm gonna call him George. Isn't he?
Hi, George.
With his little, not as pretty as your guys's, but it looks pretty
That's
nice.
all right.
Well, it seems like we are running out of time, which is unfortunate. But before we go, we are going to we're gonna let you promote something I hear was very special to you in the Crumpet Corner.
Oh, of course. So we have a show coming up. It's called the 12 Days of Christmas in Crumpet Corner, presented by the Crumpets. The event takes place on December 6th at 7 p.m. at the Siloam United Church. And I'm really excited about it. It's a big show. The whole troupe is involved. And yeah, lots of different styles of puppetry. So get your tickets. You can get them on Eventbrite. It's $10 for adults, $5 for children.
Or I'm holding on to physical tickets on my person
Yes,
all
or
the
you can buy
time.
from Max.
So
or
if you
from
just
me.
see me in the hallways, you can just kind of grab my shoulder and talk to me about it. I will
Same goes for
happily
me.
oblige.
It's not scalping. It's our event. I promise.
We promise. We won't oversell our own price. We swear, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it there, folks. The 12 Days of Christmas presented by the Crumpets in the Crumpet Corner. The event takes place December 6th at 7 p.m. at the Siloam United Church. If you don't know where that is, that's 1240 Fanshawe Park Road. Tickets are on sale now with the link in the description. However, that's the end of our show today. So everyone, have a great night. Thank you, Max, and thank you, Liam, for being here.
Thank you for
And
having us.
thank you, viewers. Until next time. This is our second last episode of Fanshawe Variety. The next episode will be December 3rd at 3 p.m. You won't want to miss it.
Peace out, folks.